Hello there lovely viewers and welcome to another DayZ tutorial by myself, GPUK on Twitch. Since the last video we blasted through 100 and even through to over 200 subscribers, so I just want to thank each and every one of you once again for taking the time to hit that subscribe button and support me in my endeavours on YouTube. It's amazing all of the support I've been getting. I've been getting so many comments from all of you explaining how you're new to the game, explaining how some of the tutorial videos which I've made have really helped you to get to grips with the game that little bit faster and taught you things which perhaps you didn't know even as a normal DayZ player. DayZ is a really complicated beast. It's actually overwhelming at the start, but what you've got to remember is it's just all about the small steps. You don't have to rush, you don't have to learn everything in one day. Small steps, because that's part of the enjoyment of DayZ. It's really about learning how the entire game works, the entire system. Today I chose to do a video on food and drink in DayZ. Why, you might ask? Good question. There are so many different types of food and drink in the game. As of the latest patch, which was 1.12, they added a lot of extra food items, and I think even a couple of new drinks as well. So what should you be eating for maximum efficiency? How do you get that hunger bar all the way maxed out? Which is what I typically always like to do. I always like to get my water and hunger maxed out as soon as possible before I start navigating a little bit further inland. Let's find out. So firstly, let's talk about the food and drink symbols that are on your screen in the bottom right of your HUD. So the water symbol, your drink symbol, goes from 0 all the way up to 5,000. Your food, or energy as they like to call it in the game, goes from 0 all the way up to 7,500. So why don't you just stuff yourself with food and water until you max out both of those at the very beginning of your life, assuming that you find all of that food and water. Well, there's your stomach that you also have to contend with in the game. If you eat or drink a large amount of food or water, your stomach will fill up. You'll get a symbol at the bottom right of the screen to indicate that. Eating or drinking past that symbol will eventually cause you to start vomiting, which you don't want because you're just wasting all of that extra calories that you've been putting into your stomach, and they're not going to get absorbed into your system. Additionally, vomiting can actually cause a large amount of fluids and food to be lost, so you might actually end up losing a lot of those values which you'd originally put in by eating. Wow, I am lucky. I found all the food in DayZ in one room. I win. Yay! We have drinks, water and fizzy drinks, for example. We have canned goods. A lot of these have been added in the latest patch, like dog food, cat food, etc. We have dry packed foods. All of these, including the canned foods, last a very long time. We have fruit and vegetables. Yummy. Mushrooms. These you can find in forested areas. Usually quite hard to find, but you can find them. And finally, we have meat, fish, and there's even a chunk of fat in there as well for good measure. There are 4 different ways that you can prepare and eat food. You can have it raw, but obviously don't eat meat or fish raw, you muppet. You can bake it, that's in a fireplace, or putting the item on a sharpened stick over a fire. You can boil it, that's putting the food inside a cooking pot filled with water. Or you can dry it. Drying it is again in a pot without water, or alternatively on the fireplace interface, you can place it on the top row, which is to dry the food. The bottom row is usually to bake the foods. And now I'm going to paste all of the nutritional values for food and drink, so you might want to pause it here so that you can have a good look through and understand it all. So there you have it. If you pause and have a good look, you'll see that mostly it's the meat, cooked meat, baked meat is the best. You have mackerel up there with 600 calories. That's fantastic if you bake it. You also have fruit and vegetables. Eating those raw provide good values, but baking them actually sometimes even doubles the calorie content. So it might be worth doing that if you really want to maximize the amount of calories that you're sticking into your stomach. So there we have it. Hopefully that table will provide you with some good information about the types of calories that there are with certain food types, which ones to aim for on your next run to maximize and to get your hunger all the way up to the top as quickly as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, like and subscribe. I've also been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto RolePlay recently, and I've been really enjoying that and getting into it. I know it's completely different from most survival games, but it's kind of got my attention. I'm not sure whether any of you would be interested in watching something like that. I have been considering making some videos. If you'd like that, maybe drop a comment below as well. And until next time, goodbye.